Hey Channel Insiders, welcome back for another episode of Channel Insider Partner POV, your source for untapped opportunities and unfiltered opinions in the IT channel, all to help you make better business decisions. I'm your host, Katie Bavoso. My guest today is Greg Upton, Sales and Business Development Director at FNG, a UK-based solution provider specializing in wireless surveys, which Greg says are helping his clients across different industries and countries see what was previously invisible and become more efficient. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So first of all, let's get to know FNG. And now I'm referring to it as a couple of letters or a few letters, but why don't you give me the background on what FNG stood for or stands for now and a little bit about your company?
FNG were formed in 2019. We are a coming together of two companies, Fortitude Global and Nixa Global, both of which were operating within the same domain for many years prior to 2019.
I also should point out you are my first international guest, which we're very excited to have you. Tell us where you're based, what you specialize in, and the customers that you serve.
I'm based in the UK, a place called Derby, which is right in the centre of the UK. Being placed here is great in terms of distribution, in terms of being able to support our clients within the UK and worldwide. And there's four different areas that we work within. Hardware maintenance, which is typically the kind of hardware that you would find within a data centre. So enterprise solutions, and that's anything from servers to disk storage, networking switches, anything else that you would typically find within a data center. We also do a lot of wireless services and then professional services. So we provide engineers on site to a lot of our clients globally. The type of things that we do on a day-to-day can vary from break fix, so going on site to fix something that's broken, to installing new equipment, network refreshes, various different projects that we work on. And then finally, staff augmentation. So we provide IT resources to our customer, try to provide an agile solution to meet their needs. So whenever they need an IT resource on site, whether that be short-term, long-term, once a week, 5 days a week, however they want us to provide that service, we augment that for them.
I think that's incredibly important considering the shortage that we're seeing globally on the IT side of the house, where people are having such a hard time finding and keeping talent. So staffing anywhere where you can augment the existing human beings that are on site, I'm noticing that becoming an increased offering, and I think it's really important. Talk to me about what your customers' verticals typically are. I'd like to dig into that a little bit more. Do you see a pattern or a niche in which you specialize in when it comes to the industries that your clients operate in?
We work in a lot of different industries. So from financial to manufacturing, office type buildings. We're quite lucky in that respect that we can and do work with various different clients. But I think what we really are starting to specialize in is wireless surveys, and the demand that we're seeing for that is massively increasing. So we use a tool called EAHO. It's really the best thing out there in terms of optimization, and that uses a combination of AI and expert input to optimize access point settings, for example, optimize access point placements within a building to get the best performance, and we can really tailor that to the client's requirements. And I guess the benefits that we provide are the reduced cost in hardware by ensuring they're not installing too many access points, which in itself can cause an issue due to channel interference if it's not designed properly. And having this incredible tool is one thing, but of course you need to have the expertise to know what you do in it to maximize the benefits that you get out of it. So we have our engineers certified within that tool, and that's really a growing market for us.
Why do you think that you've seen more of a pathway towards people wanting these wireless surveys? Is it because that they're just noticing inefficiencies? Are they spending too much? Are they not sure if either one of those options are something that they're putting too much effort into. And why EAHO for you? That is also a vendor that I personally haven't heard of before, so I'd love to hear more about that.
I think what it comes down to is various different things. The first being, for example, IT managers, they're realizing that they can now see what used to be invisible. What we can provide to them by utilizing this tool is we go on site, we can do a survey, we can either design a brand new network for them or remediate a network that isn't performing, optimize a network. And we can put it on a piece of paper, send it to them and say, this stuff used to be invisible, but you can now see what's going on. You can now see how each access point is performing. You can see if there's any environmental factors impacting their network, any channel interference. And yeah, it really just helps us in that respect. In terms of designing a network, what we do is we go on site to get an understanding of their environment. And we offer two solutions. First being a remote predictive, or what we call a remote predictive design. What that really entails is us utilizing the tool. They have every make model you can think of within that tool, that we can simulate how the network is going to perform when the client then goes to install their access points. So we can optimize the settings of the access points before they go in. We can tell the customer where to place them to get the best performance, and yeah, give them a visual if this is exactly how your network is going to perform when you install your new kit.
When it comes to EAHO, go into a little bit more for me. Why that particular provider? I'm curious again because I haven't heard of that name, and I would just like to know, are they offering something that doesn't exist elsewhere, or are they offering something that is just better than what you've been able to find and customers are happier with it?
A bit of both, really. I think that what they provide, certain elements you can get out of other tools, but that's certainly the market leading tool. And the one that our customers tend to ask for. And I guess the key features of EAHO are the AI auto planner, the different access points that it has within the system that you can simulate. It has an integrated optimizer, automated channel planner. So there's various reasons to pick that as a tool. For ourselves, it saves us time, so we can reduce that cost to our customer. We're not spending as much time doing a survey, we're not spending as much time doing a design, because the tool's doing a lot of the hard work for us.
We were talking a little bit earlier about some of those customers and some of the verticals that they face. I know that you have a military contract and you are involved with the military in the UK. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that differentiates your business? Is that something that anybody can do, or do you have to go through an extensive, what I would imagine is an extensive approval process to do that? And what are some of the spaces that you may be able to talk to where you can provide services there?
There are certain things you need in place to be able to provide services like that. So engineers have a certain level of clearance to be able to go on site and perform them services on site, which you wouldn't be able to get anyone just go in and walk their whole facility without them clearances, which is what's needed as part of a wireless survey. Our engineers have to have, in the UK we call it SC clearance. Depending on locations, there is different variations of what that is and what each client requires. So of course we're limited to the information that we can give when it comes to doing them types of projects. But we've surveyed military ships. Well, not just their ships, their ports, so their offices and buildings, that their whole infrastructure that goes with that. But yeah, we've done some very interesting projects.
I want to talk about a success story that you love to talk about. When you think of FNG, you love to bring up this success story. Is there one that you can share with me and walk me through that journey?
So something that we've done pretty recently was a design for, it's a US company actually. who has a warehouse in the UK. And what we did for them was a design of their new infrastructure, again, wireless infrastructure. What they were initially planning to do was a replacement of their existing access points for new ones. So they weren't intending to do any type of survey. They weren't intending to remediate what they had. And so what we did for them was propose for us to go in, let's find out what you have, and let's try and optimize that. Let's try and offer you a solution where you're not just going to go and replace one for one, have the same issues you're facing now. Let's really look at how we can fix the problem long term. And so we went in, we did a survey, and what we found was that we could reduce their spend on hardware by about 50%. I think they were planning to put in about 150 access points. And we surveyed, designed them a network that required about 50% of that. And so that was quite a significant saving that they were able to make just by what was a 2-day wireless survey.
That's really impressive. Can you also talk to me about how you're building those trusted relationships with your clients? Obviously, you have a lot of services, break fix is included in there, but you're going from that transactional, just, I'll see you when I see you kind of relationship, moving into an extension of your client's team. Talk to me about how you build that trust and what are some of the ways that you make your clients feel heard and seen?
So there's a couple of things that we're doing to make that interaction with the customer less transactional and more relationship based. So we've done things like build service standards, update our company culture that really drives that relationship based transactions. And that starts with the account managers and sales reps who are really key to that. They're the ones that hold them strategic relationships. They have that first touch point with our clients when they have a requirement. And I mean, I truly believe that with the modern way of working, the clients they're not wanting to be sold to. They don't just want to see a number on a piece of paper to say this is what it's going to cost to deliver what you're asking. What they're really looking for is, like you said, is for us to be an extension of their team, to have that expertise to build a solution that fits their need. So really driving that across the board within the company has been important. We've recently had a rebrand of our delivery team. They're now known as the customer experience team. Minor structural changes, process changes, making sure we're hiring 18 players within our team, and that's really just helped to improve our things like customer satisfaction scores a bit. I think the key thing in doing that was to change that mentality within the team, that they're not just here to provide that transactional business to them. We want to build relationships. We want to be an extension of their team.
Are there any benchmarks that for you personally, we've crossed that bridge now and we are the client's trusted advisor? Are there any moments in time where you say that is an indicator that has finally happened?
I think the biggest thing is the repetitive business that we get from our clients. If they keep coming back to us, that in itself tells us that we're doing a good job. And that's key for what we do. Working in the channel, we're quite targeted in who we work with, and so it's key that you're delivering that service, that quality level of service, and you keep them relationships. So I think the success factor is just that repetitive business that keeps coming back to us.
When it comes to the technology and the solutions that you're keeping a close eye on, I'd love to know, especially when it comes to wireless, are you working at all with Wi-Fi 7 or 5G? Is there anything there that you're keeping an eye on or that you're expecting to impact your business?
Yeah, so certainly Wi-Fi 7 is something that we need to keep an eye on. It's pretty funny that that's already becoming a thing when Wi-Fi 6 is so new to everyone. What we're finding now is, I think this comes hand in hand with the increase in demand for wireless services, is clients are implementing Wi-Fi 6. And so we're doing a lot of surveys and a lot of installs around Wi-Fi 6, but Wi-Fi 7 is already on the horizon, and I'm sure it won't be too long before we're talking about that.
Well, Greg, if I'm a prospective client or I want to explore your resources and your articles and learn a little bit more about FNG, where can I go to find out more and to contact you?
Go to our website. It's fortitude-nixa.com. And yeah, we've got plenty of blog articles, case studies on the website, so reach out to us.
Thanks again to my guest Greg for joining me today, and thank you for watching or listening. You can check out all episodes of Channel Insider Partner POV on our website, channelinsider.com, or watch on YouTube at Channel Insider_news and trends. You can also listen to the podcast version of each episode on your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe wherever possible to never miss an episode. We put out a new video and podcast every week. And if you can, give us a rating. We would really appreciate it. If you've got a question for me or you want to come on the show, email me at partnerpov@channelinsider.com. Once again, I'm Katie Bavoso, and I'll see you next time.